Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Darshawn McAway. You're tuned in to Wow Podcast. By all means, go to wowpodcast.me. That's wowpodcast.me. Now, today we have a special guest. We have Dr. Jane White. She's here to talk to us about her manual, the Spiritual Wholeness Retreat Manual. Dr. Jane White, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So please inform me on this retreat manual. What is this about?
Actually, I put this retreat manual together because I've been a healthcare entrepreneur for 37 years and interacting with employees and patients in both the practice and in the community and schools and through portable medicine. And then it became apparent to me that people bring their own experiences, different backgrounds and different religions into the office while we are trying to focus on preventative care. So I was trying to figure out how can I take preventative care out to the community and so to connect the healthcare with the spiritual aspect and then be successful in providing preventative care. I have quite a vast experience in portable medicine, so I've been out in the community working with patients. And I wanted to take spiritual wholeness, which is the process of being complete in mind, body, and soul. I wanted to take that and apply it to our daily lives and basically how the Bible how God initially intended for us to live, but we're getting away from it. So spiritual wholeness does not make us perfect. However, it does mean we are committed to our quest to being whole. Therefore, I'm focusing on 4 primary areas: worship, health, which is chronic diseases, wealth, and wellness. So I wanted to make sure that connect with the Bible and it makes us complete in, through the mind, body, and spirit. And then the retreat is a great place for us to begin to renew and enhance our relationship with God.
Right. So what was that awakening moment for you to put this manual together? Like, for example, was it something that was inspirational or something disheartening that says, hey, I need to write this retreat manual?
Well, yeah, because I was in the community doing diabetes training, doing wellness, doing a lot of different programs in the community, and I just then realized that people just don't understand what is required of them and how to take care of their bodies and how to live through Jesus Christ. So that was brought to my attention. And my past had asked me to do something to work with the outreach and see how I can get people to get involved in healthcare and in the prayer meetings and those kind of things. So I decided better not yet put on a retreat. So when I put on this retreat, God spoke to me and he didn't want me to do it a normal way. And spiritual wholeness kept coming to my mind throughout the time I was planning for this retreat. So I'm like, what is spiritual wholeness? So, it's about mind, body, and soul. So I said, so if I can connect everything through the Bible, and then that will be great. So I spoke to my bishop, and he said to me that if I can connect healthcare to the Bible, and if I succeed, it is, and then I'll be the first one to do so, because a lot of people will try to tie healthcare to the Bible, but just use one verse out of the chapter which says something about health, but when you read the whole chapter, it doesn't make sense. So I wanted to make sure how I can connect the healthcare to the Bible. Healthcare and wellness and wealth. Wealth is already in the Bible. Worship is already in the Bible. But healthcare and wellness, this is the part I wanted to focus on. And since I have such so much experience in healthcare, how better yet for me to connect it.
Is this a location as well? I know it's a manual, but is there a place where people can come to visit you, like a facility?
No, I don't have a facility. I set up retreats. You can buy my manual. I can come do your retreats, or I can be your consultant, or I can do a virtual retreat. I'm working on virtual retreats because I know because of the coronavirus. We still want to do things virtually instead of, interacting because of social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that's the service I can provide.
So the people who have gotten a chance to read your Wholeness Retreat Manual, what were the testimonials?
Yeah, it was big time because it got back to the conference level of my church when I was at retreat. And my church is now the conference level. I belong to the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And so now I'm being asked to do retreats because nobody ever done a retreat the way I did because I make sure that the renewness is there between worship, health, worship, wellness, worship, wealth, intermingling it, but keeping that renewal feeling. So it was quite an event. So I had a lot of success with it.
So where can people go to purchase the manual?
It's online. It's on Amazon. It says Spiritual Wholeness, Jane White. They go to the website, Amazon website. That's where it is right now. Just came out, so that's the only place right now that they can purchase it.
So are you doing your virtual book tour now? Have you been booking a lot of interviews?
I'm working on that right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on, yes. So I'm just at the beginning of it, and I don't want to rush through it. I want to set it up to where it will benefit myself and everybody.
So I must ask this question. How long did it take you to put together this Spiritual Wholeness Retreat Manual?
A year, a little bit over a year, because I kept making changes, and it was quite costly. The person who wanted to help me editing it was in a hurry and sort of pressured me to write it. So,
right.
But there's a lot of if I had to do it over again, I would do it differently. You know, take more time. Yes.
Yeah, see, most of the time when most authors come on and the people who are listening, the listeners, I try to point out that the writing process, it's a bit of a long process. It's not something that happens overnight.
Correct.
Yeah. I think a lot of people they start to notice that, we have these books on these websites and inside these retail stores, but it's also something that, requires a lot of time and a lot of back and forth.
I have a friend who's an author, and she took 5 years to write a children's book.
Right. Yeah. It takes a while to do these books for sure.
Yes.
So let's tell everyone where they could go to again to purchase your book and how they can get in contact with you if they need to speak with you about a few things.
Yes, they can go to Amazon, and it's Spiritual Wholeness, Jane White. They can contact me at 615-566-4646, or they can go to my website, janewhitemdministries.com. And also they can email me at janewhite55@gmail.com.
You're listening to Wow Podcast. We're speaking to author Dr. Jane White. That's what we have to start introducing you as, is author Dr. Jane White. She's a healthcare and business entrepreneur. She came out with the Spiritual Wholeness Retreat Manual. Dr. Jane White, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a good evening.